Hey there, Taurus. I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to February 2021. Thank you for your patience. Let's get into your reading. I'm going to go ahead and do a Celtic cross here. Show me energy for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for February 2021. February 2021. Celtic cross for Taurus, February 2021. So the first card we have out is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can talk a lot about learning new things, engaging in situations that require your studying. New focus could be astrology. It could be, whatever direction. If you're trying to learn about something, this is all about learning. It's about being effective in the information that you take in, knowing that the limitations that you have are based upon not knowing enough. So we move forward here. Okay, I'm going to pull this bottom card out for this reading. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. So this can talk about healing. It can talk about love, new love coming in, that type of energy. Overall, though, we're just having that as the base of this energy for this reading, okay? Page of Swords. So, obstacle here. And this could also talk about in a relationship situation if we are looking straight at this. My friend is walking above stairs. Please forgive the noises. If this person is looking at this love, it's almost as if we have the opportunity to talk about this for a minute, being in the position of spying or looking in on a person, Taurus, before we communicate. That may be a possibility. So let's go ahead and check out the obstacle here. You have the Eight of Cups. So somebody's already walked away from a situation. I will say, though, that sometimes with the Eight of Cups, in reverse, it can talk about returning to things. But what I'm feeling here is like an energy where somebody's regretful of what they've experienced so far, what they've created, what they've caused. I also will say, some of you, if you're not in a relationship situation, what I'm picking up right now is more so regarding to being upset about like how we treat our bodies or how we treat our health. There's some aspect of that here. Maybe something that you walked away from might be just the thing to help you back on track, okay? In regard to education, this may be a situation that you let go of at some point and now you want to revisit. The pandemic is really allowing and offering a lot of people the opportunities to reinvest in situations from their pasts, like, things that they want to do. Do you want to become an astrologer? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like maybe now we have a little bit of extra time where we can put our focus in those directions, okay? So we don't have to always see this as a bad situation, the Eight of Cups. It can be something that, we walked away from, but now we're really wanting to get our eyes back on that situation. Could be love, could be energy, could be health, could be education, okay? Underneath this reading, we have the Two of Pentacles. So whatever it is, it's causing a bit of imbalance here. And there's also the opportunity for multiple options, okay? So with the Two of Pentacles, you have the opportunity to... it's a juggling energy. It's situations that you have multiple potentials in. In regard to work, there could be a situation that you may want to reinvent yourself, reinvent the experience, or rededicate yourself to something that you may have stepped away from in the past. This also can require you to utilize the skill sets that you already have, or if you are if you have a hobby that just is something that you really love, it may be and you want to like make more out of it as a financial experience, then this is an opportunity for you to be able to do that, okay? But it's going to require you to learn a lot more about the said situation, just because you may have a base knowledge of understanding, but you need to expand upon that. In recent past, you have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords can often talk about people who can be argumentative, manipulative, people who they think their way is the best. They can micromanage situations to death. They can be very, very disagreeable. Things need to go their way, and if they don't, they get very frustrated and spicy. it's a manipulation. It's somebody that, you know, they win the battle, but they don't win the war. It's that kind of energy. Somebody who needs to be right all the time. And this can be very tiring. This can be a very tiring energy here. So, I mean, I feel like this is a person's energy, or it could be your energy. I'm not seeing how it's connecting into this right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out another card here for present energy. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is a card, an energy of, I'm going to move these down so you guys can see more. Okay. It's all about evaluations, you know, assessments, evaluations, looking into a certain situation that we've put our energy towards, our love towards, our money towards, our whatever it may be. And now it's really kind of like figuring out, is this giving me back what I want? Is this something that is paying off in the way that I need it to? Or is this something that's just really not for me anymore? What am I spinning my wheels for? Because it feels like somebody has walked away from something already, or the obstacle is walking away from something. Now, in a relationship situation, if you're having somebody who, how do I say that? Like it's almost as if like they threaten the foundation of your relationship, or they threaten the permanence of your relationship, or they make it seem inconsequential. First off, that type of person is not somebody you want to be around, just because it's not conducive to a healthy relationship. It's more about them and their, I almost want to say default settings, their negativity. And so you may have your eye on that as well in regard to love. So that can also go for love being put out here. What is the extent of what I've given, and what have I received now? Because it feels like what you've received may be somebody that's very hypercritical of you, or it could be Taurus, you're very hypercritical of somebody else. You know, it just feels like there's this aspect here. And this also may communicate energy towards yourself regarding a hypercritical nature. So be careful of that, just because that can also get in the way of whatever you want. It can also be like battling a demon within yourself as well, that we need to release and heal. Okay, there's a lot of ways that this reading can be read so far, but that's kind of what I got right now. So moving into future energy, you have the Death card. So this is about letting go of situations and transforming them, allowing them to die so that new things can be built. You know, if we're doing this with the intention of love, with the intention of healing our bodies and our minds, then go for it, you know. With the Death card moving forward here, this may be letting something go, also walking away from a potential relationship. It could be a friendship, love relationship. And again, I want to say here, Taurus, it could be an aspect of the relationship that you have with yourself. Okay, either way, a lot of transformation is coming here with this Death card moving forward into your near future. Just because this huge change here, okay? So where are you at in your personal space? You have the Four of Swords coming out here. So the Four of Swords is all about taking time to reflect, feeling a better sense of self, taking time to heal, resting your mind, resting your heart. You know, it is that meditative time for yourself. You know, if that's something that's going to be helpful to you, please add it into your life. You may be learning about more of these things too in regard to self-help as well. I don't know, for some reason, Taurus, I'm getting a lot of self-help energy here, which is not bad. It's just introspective. Okay, show me what's coming towards you. So you have the Moon. So confusion is coming towards you. Internal deception. And again, I'm kind of being driven to point out internal stuff right now. I'll get into external in a moment, but what I'm feeling here is like there is an internal need to really find a new understanding in how you view things, especially when it's coming from you, which is going to kind of require an overhaul for how you have been. Okay, so I'm hearing manipulated into, okay, so, okay, whoa, that's a packed message. So basically, if you are going to be learning something, especially from people online, say YouTube, rather than jumping from video to video to video, you need to really pay attention to what resonates with you at that time. Who resonates with you at that time? who is a good speaker for you in regard to the information that you receive at that time. Okay, at that time is very important here for some reason. It's asking you to really dedicate yourself to, let's say, how that person or how that association, organization creates information that you can learn from. I feel that scattered energy right now in regard to how you're learning from situations, Taurus, is going to throw you off because it offers too many opportunities, but they can be seen in different ways that don't match up in the outcome. So it's about bringing cohesion here in how you educate yourself, how you view yourself, how you get out of certain pitfalls, okay? So yeah, that's a lot of information right there. I'm sorry if that's confusing for you guys. This is a general reading. They will not, fit into the lives of every single Taurus. You may have better luck with your sun sign or your rising sign, your moon sign. What I'm feeling here, though, there's an emphasis about the internal that we may have either shut off from or not accepted, or we're trying to find some way to expand upon it. But there's a lot of opportunity or too much information coming from different areas. We need to kind of slow that down a little bit. Oh my God. Okay. What else? This can also talk about overcoming addictions, overeating. Again, we can talk about love here, but for some reason in your reading, this is really coming out as a really big health aspect, and that can talk about mental health, physical, emotional health. I think it kind of covers that more so than a romantic relationship, because I'm not really seeing that here right now. You may want to go back to somebody. That's a potential too, but I'm telling you what is highlighted here, okay? So if alcoholism, drug addiction, something like that, smoking too much weed, sex addiction, whatever it is something in your history, then it's time to really find some sort of peace with that and reconcile with how that transformation can happen on an incremental level. Okay. All right, so hopes, fears, worries, concerns, you have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups talks about regret, confusion. It talks about feeling guilty for situations that you've created in your past. It could also talk about feeling like you've been neglected by a person as well. Oftentimes the Five of Coins somewhere in the reading can mention that too. But with the Five of Cups, it's more so what I'm feeling here is a bit of self-pity, a bit of self-doubt, and really kind of owning up to your outcomes, owning up to what you've created to get you here. It's not about self-pity and babying yourself. It's about really learning to move forward here, being introspective, being forthright in the way that you communicate with others, but also to yourself. It's not about masking here anymore. Outcome energy, Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is about, it can talk about rejecting opportunities, rejecting opportunities of healing, rejecting opportunities in relationships, not seeing an opportunity for what it is, okay? So there's potential in that. Either way, the Four of Cups is a card of complacency, and I don't feel like that's where we need to be right now. I feel that we need to continue to pursue and endure in regard to your personal growth, especially if you kind of I want to say monopolize and micromanage situations. A lot of negative talk here. So we're going to go ahead and clarify this reading for you and go from there, okay? For Taurus. Did I call you Aries? I'm sorry, Taurus. Show me for Taurus, please. Clarify this reading for Taurus. I'm going to get the smaller cards. Clarify for Taurus. Show me the Page of Swords for Taurus, please. Page of Swords for Taurus. For the Page of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles here. So new opportunities. Again, a lot of relevance in regard to education, moving in different directions of education. So self-help energy, educating yourself in regard to potentials for entrepreneurial pursuits, personal gain in that regard, but there's a lot of learning to happen here. Okay, and it's almost it almost is seen right now as like like you're giving yourself a gift that has a resounding effect on your person way deep down the road and now, but it has a major effect on you deep down the road or long after you've started this process and progression. Show me the Eight of Cups here. Why is the Eight of Cups the obstacle card? Two of Cups. So could be regarding a love situation. It can also talk about really walking away from something that you've loved in the past, whether this, you know, if you're not involved with a person, it can talk about kind of neglecting or moving away from something that was really important to you, that you found a lot of happiness in at one point. Now you have the opportunity to potentially do that here. And if it is a love situation, there is the potential of looking at what was had, looking at the connection that was had. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, this reading, what I'm feeling, I don't feel like it's like, oh yeah, we're going to reconcile, it's going to be great. I feel like there is an owning up to letting go. I feel like there is a honesty when it comes to really taking accountability for our actions here, even if it is on a personal and internal level. It's something for the aspect of growth. It helps heal growth, okay? And this is also an opportunity to connect with people who love us, who are our touchstones, you know, reach out and touch them, love them, you know, family, friends, whomever, bestie, doesn't matter. You may need some sort of connection here. And I feel also too, just in this pandemic space that we're in, a lot of us are having such a difficult time on our own. We need people in our lives. And so if you've found that you're alienating yourself or kind of disappearing from, you know, the face of humanity, it may be time to dip your toe back into the waters of connection and reconnect with people who value you and who you value. God, I'm spitting on things, good Lord. Sorry. Show me the Two of Pentacles here for Taurus. You have the Emperor here, Aries energy. The Emperor is all about direction, strategy. It's about really getting in touch with your personal power, drive, moving forward towards things that you know are yours because you've created the layout for them to happen. There's a lot of diligence here. There's a lot of perseverance, and I want to say expectation is coming through as well right now. You know, what you expect of yourself. It's almost as if like do you pass the white glove test? Do you, it's kind of being very, very harsh on oneself here. A lot of scrutiny, which actually it can be really good if used in a positive way. If you're talking poorly about yourself, like, oh, you fucking idiot, how could you, you're so stupid, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is not what this is about, because what we're doing, what I'm feeling here is that we're trying to heal this type of energy. This does not just happen to a person in a relationship, okay? A lot of people are just wanting relationship readings. I do relationship readings and they come through, but it's not always going to be that. A lot of the time there is going to be an element of spiritual focus. And if this is not what you want to hear, then go elsewhere. There's thousands of readers that can give you a relationship reading. So, and also too, in regard to relationships, if this is coming out, that person needs to heal it anyway. This is not the type of behavior to instill and pursue in relationships. This is really selfish, terrible energy. It denotes more of a person who is out of touch with themselves, so they have to create different levels of control tactics with others because they're uncomfortable with themselves. You know, who has to micromanage something? Why do they need to do that? You know, and it's not just about micromanaging. It's about negative talk to another person, negative self-talk. It's emotional, mental manipulation here. That's not a relationship quality that you want in your experiences, is it? So when we're talking about relationships, if this is coming up, we definitely want to change it, you know, and it's a reason to turn somebody away if that's the case. For some of you, this is the aftermath of being in a relationship where you're trying to pull yourself out of this kind of mire so you can move forward. And the whole point of this is to heal, it's to create more, you know, to feel better in abundance with yourself. It's not always just about going back to somebody. Show me the Five of Swords, Eight of Wands. So learning how to better heal your communication styles, all right? It can also be somebody apologizing for behavior, but it's lesser on what I'm reading here for. This is about getting things in a row, getting your ducks in a row. It's about persevering to the point where you're creating a new direction to flow your energy into, okay? If it's coming from this place, the Five of Swords, this is not healthy communication styles. I will just say that there. It is not a healthy communication style. It's not healthy for yourself or anybody on the receiving end of this. And if you are trying to move forward in a direction without doing the work, it's almost as if like it counteracts itself and just kind of creates a negative space. It's not a good thing. So I'm going to pull one more. Give me one more card regarding this type of communication. So you have three cards coming out. So you have the High Priestess, you have the Eight of Pentacles here, oh my God, and Temperance. So this is new opportunities with, well, working hard towards new things, working towards what you want, but also keeping very quiet. I feel that this is a personal struggle for somebody. They're trying to find balance here. If you also, again, I have to say this as well, if you are masking with alcohol or drugs or whatever addiction you have, this is the opportunity to really look at things, really face it for what it is, because it's a thing from your past that's getting in your way. You know, you can try to ignore it by working excessively, which Tauruses are very well known to do, you know, not looking at the problem, just kind of evading it, ignoring it, neglecting it, you know. Be careful about that, okay? You have the opportunity here to change something, changing communication styles, also potentially reconnecting to somebody here that may not know about it or see it coming, but it's almost as if like this is the internal struggle. Show me the Seven of Pentacles for Taurus, please. The Queen of Cups. Okay, so a nurturing energy. You know, kind of what I've been talking about with this section here as far as like the self-help energy. You know, what have we put our energy towards so far? What have we been, you know, giving to so far? And especially about compassion, about love, about nurturance, okay? So are you receiving it? Are you giving it? How are you receiving it? How are you giving it? You know, is it coming from a place of truth, of warmth, of honesty, or is it coming from a place of sarcasm, of backbiting, of micromanaging, of being kind of headstrong and kind of cruel? You know, here we have the opportunity for something warm to come in, or at least to look at this through the lens of compassion. If that's towards other people, then great. If it's towards yourself, even better. You know, it's really, and it's also looking at what we have given our energy to. Is what's coming back to us enough for us? Does it feel good for us? Is it something that you can take into yourself and feel satisfied by? And that can go from, you know, job situations, how you communicate to yourself. It can go from, you know, what information are you gathering from people? How are you treating yourself? There's so many different variants, and this is like a general reading, so I have to kind of go through a bit of all of them. Oh, I think I cracked a nail. Okay. You know, does this feed your higher good? You know, again, what are you putting your energy into? Is it giving back to you? Is it feeding you well? Is it something that makes you feel good? Perhaps, perhaps not. Show me the Death card. So you have the Five of Cups here, you have the Five of Cups here. So this is basically letting go of situations from our past, letting go of regret, of sadness, you know. And here with hopes and fears, it's almost as if you're afraid that it's almost as if you're afraid you'll stay in that energy. But here we have the opportunity to just really get done with it and be done with it for good. Okay, so I feel like you have the opportunity to step away from something here, Taurus, that has been, and I don't want to say step away from it, you have the opportunity to step into it deeper so that you can look at it from bird's eye view, you can sit in it, you can be in the muck, and then you can move forward from it. Okay? Sorry, my shoulder's kind of flaring up right now. I've been absent. I have a rib that is out of place, and I have cervical impingement going on, so the last 2 months have basically been excruciating. It's been very uncomfortable. That's kind of, well, that is why I've been away from things. I'm taking tarot in very small bites right now because I can't do what I used to do for the moment until I can heal better. Then, show me a little bit more. Thank you. So the Five of Cups here with the cup, the Ace of Cup in reverse. Letting go of feeling guilty about situations that you maybe have stepped away from in the past, people that you felt were nurturing towards you, and dissolve. I almost feel like a dissolve of that energy, but it may have been somebody that pushed a person away, and it's not anybody's fault. It just feels like pushing people away because we're not clear with what we need on our internal level. We're not clear with who we are. And so it's like when we come into these connections with other people, rather than try to make sense of a situation, if you have any type of conflict or any residual issue, it's like you shut them out. It's not an easy connection. It's not a healthy type of connection. I'm Marcel. And it loses emotional opportunities. It alienates you, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, show me the Four of Swords here for Taurus. So the Ace of Pentacles coming out in reverse for the Four of Swords. So you're not really making any big moves at this time, Taurus. There's a lot to figure out on an internal level. There's a lot to really piece through together, especially it could also be in regard to making any large moves, whether that be new finances, new home, new opportunities in that regard. There's a level of we are pulling back our energy before we move towards anything. I'm not seeing this as no, you can't have good things in your life. I'm seeing this as a bit of a delay in regard to things that are financially connected to you right now. Which may be good just because you have more of an opportunity to really solidify what they mean and how they affect you. It's a very strange reading, Taurus. Show me the moon. So you have the Chariot and Judgment here for the moon. Death at the bottom of the deck. So whatever transformation's coming through here, you have Death here. It's right next to it. You have the opportunity to move forward in a very positive way in the direction that you want to, and it's something that gives you a lot of insight into how your inner workings collaborate with the outer world. But I feel here that you need to kind of crack the whip on yourself. This is not a time to be lazy. It's not a time to vacillate. It's a time to do the work. It's a time to do the healing. And I feel like some of you who I'm speaking to are more so guided towards that internal shift of self, that personal expression, or at least the change in how you view yourself and how you experience life from this point forward. Yeah, a lot of positivity though, but it's just about really deciding where you want to be versus where you are right now and kind of taking ownership for that. Show me the Five of Cups, hopes and fears. Three of Swords in reverse, the Fool in reverse with the Four of Cups, Page of Cups. So opportunities being presented to you, but still not taking them or still being afraid to take them. It feels like with the Three of Swords here in reverse, you have, this is a point in your life where you can let go of certain Okay, so what I'm hearing is letting go of mistrust, letting go of not trusting people or letting them in. The Three of Swords in reverse often can talk about where we have lost our belief in trusting people, or we've lost some aspect of trusting ourselves. There's something here about trust that has been lost. With the Fool here too in reverse, it's like nothing is going forward, and it's almost foolish to stay in this energy, and it would be foolish to ignore opportunities here. You have the Four of Cups coming up here twice in this reading, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with missing an opportunity or two. Sometimes we are not in the position in our lives or our mental space to do that. We are not ready to do that. It's, maybe that opportunity comes and it goes, but I promise you there will be other things. It's more important right now to take care of the internal world here, Taurus. But with this, it almost seems like you're offered something, and it's either you don't trust yourself and how to judge through it, or you don't trust the person and the opportunity is lost. So kind of giving into fear, to be quite honest with you. But I will say that there's the potential for it to lead you to something really nice if you just allow the beginnings of it to happen versus shutting it down immediately, okay? That could be also the potential for... Oh, look. Okay, so you have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles underneath there. But underneath that, you have a lot of conflict as well. So that can talk about internal conflict. We also have this moon energy under here as well. So the internal world. I'm not laughing at you guys. We all do these types of things. We disconnect from people. We disconnect from ourselves. We don't allow things in. And then, when good things do come, we don't know how to recognize them because we've lost our ability to trust. So be careful about that, because it could be something very good for you, okay? But I'm not saying you're not going to ever get it again. Just try to see what it is, because it feels like something good is coming, and you might be in a very kind of a sad sack energy, a mopey kind of sad energy where you're not allowing things in. And I want to say also, tarot is not written in stone. So if these things are happening in your life and you do end up receiving some sort of offer or some sort of communication from somebody, an extension here, an olive branch, whatever it may be, new opportunity here, new friend, maybe allow them in, maybe override your fear of a situation and allow them in, okay? Because right now, as the outcome, we have the Four of Cups. It's highlighting the energy presented, but this does not have to be the energy that you take it from, okay? So, show me the Four of Cups. The outcome for Taurus, please. Show me the Four of Cups. Ace of Swords here for the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. So things are changing in your direction pretty quickly. And I want to say here too, in regard to potential connections coming toward you in the future, Taurus, these are kind of like fated events, fated connections, fated experiences that you're supposed to have. The Wheel of Fortune, especially if you've been in kind of like a dark space in your life and you're out down on your luck, the Wheel of Fortune can come in and kind of turn that in the different direction, an opposite direction. So you start picking up momentum and speed in regard to the direction that you want to be in. And with this, the Ace of Swords, it's clarity. I want to say this could go two ways. This could be cutting out an opportunity to be with somebody, just dissolving it and cutting it out. Or it could be the opportunity for you to have a clear lens to look through, to understand, to a clarity, a new sense of clarity to see this situation through. Not everybody is an enemy, okay? You can trust people, or at least you can learn how to trust people if that's been an issue for you. Again, the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune continues to spin. It's the wheel of karma. It's part of your experience here. It guides people to you and you to others. It's basically aligning people in your life where you have work to do with them, or they are some sort of catalyst in how you experience yourself and life from that point on by experiencing them. There's a positivity here, okay? Because judging by what I'm feeling from this reading, it feels like somebody, whomever this is for, has been kind of retracted. They've been down in the dumps they're trying to heal themselves in different ways, and they're looking outward to others, maybe on YouTube or self-help or healing, whatever. And I think that that's a wonderful start. But again, what I want to just kind of glaze over really quick is like, don't overdo it. Don't over information is confusing at this point. And so if you find a person or a guru or somebody that you feel very solidly about, stick with that energy. Stick with what lesson they have to say to you. I also, in general, for tarot readings in general, for all signs, you know, I feel that it's important, if you're going to be looking at tarot readings online, you know, keep it to like 2 or 3 readers that you totally like feel invested in and trust. Just because seeing so many different readings about so many different things, you know, and they'll all, you know, because these are just cards, and a lot of people have a very cookie cutter way of reading them. And, you know, unfortunately, I've seen a lot of that in this community, the tarot community. And so it can really cause a lot of, it can misguide people in a lot of ways. It can be a situation that really detracts from the essence of the matter, you know, and oftentimes leads to false hope or, you know, information that isn't helpful. You know, it keeps you stuck in a certain way. Here, I feel like we're trying to get out of our own stuckness, okay? Internal, emotional, mental, addiction-wise, things of that nature. So, you know, clarity is definitely important here. And again, somebody eyeing drinks in front of them, you know, this is also another call to let go of alcoholism if that's an issue for you, okay? So I want advice here for you. No, it's not it. From the Lenormand, show me advice here for Taurus, please, February 2021. Okay, so you have the clock. All right, so let me go ahead and get the clock out. Or time, it's called time. My appearance brings time to the forefront of importance. I may be approaching or passing, so be attentive. Use me wisely to provide perspective. Look around me to better understand my involvement. Certain cards may slow me down, but sometimes a quick action will get you to the crown. The clock in the Gilded Reveries are symbolic of metering out time. The clock is ticking and life is transitory in nature, so we should savor each moment of life to the fullest and live life to the fullest. This card is a reminder of our immortality. The hands of the clock will go forward into time, and we must go on regardless. It is the card of time management, and the owl reminds us to use time wisely. Okay. If you want to, hang on. If you wanted to read the rest of that, feel free to pause it, okay? How are you using your time wisely? How are you allowing things to kind of drift off and become nebulous in your life, okay? So make yourself your priority. I think that would be a good use of time. And be open to the connections that come into your experience. They're there for a reason, you know, okay? Let go of your sadness if you can. Try to see that there is more out there, because it is coming, you know. Time is a factor as well, and divine timing seems to be very present here. So be careful what you reject. I just will say that. Be careful with what you reject, okay? All right, Taurus, I hope that this reading was helpful to you. If you like, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to donate, there's a link in my description box below. And yeah. I don't believe I'm not doing personal readings at this time, just because my shoulder is too much right now, so I don't know. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Good luck.